morbid mistake. Earlier this week, we introduced you to a son who saw a different woman in his mother's casket. Now we're hearing from the other family whose loved one was cremated by accident. CBS 2's Brian Conybeare reports on the mortuary mix-up.
Donald Little lost his mother on Christmas Day.
It was just heartbreaking.
82-year-old Annie Little succumbed to breast cancer and kidney disease, but her death was only the beginning.
It makes me feel like I'm living in a nightmare.
Little went to McCall's Bronxwood Funeral Home in the Bronx, but in a tragic mix-up, they sent his mother's body to the wrong funeral, and then the unthinkable happened.
The next day, they cremated her. And my family don't believe in cremation.
The funeral home admitted what happened in this letter obtained by CBS 2. Quote, "Please accept my apologies for mistakenly having your mother, Annie Little, cremated," unquote. Somehow the mortuary confused Annie Little on the left with Valjean McDonald on the right. The McDonald family even held an open casket funeral at this church in Harlem, thinking cancer and a long hospital stay changed their mother's appearance. But when Little and his daughter saw the photos,
We both looked and he was like, "That's not my mother." And my daughter was like, "That's not my grandmother."
in an exclusive interview with CBS 2, the owner of McCall's Funeral Home is now publicly apologizing to Donald Little.
We're extraordinarily sorry for what he experienced.
James Alston admits what happened and says they're changing procedures because of it.
One would think that there are precautions in place to prevent this from happening.
You know, and you're absolutely right. Ordinarily, we use a toe tag on the deceased. But now we've also included a wristband, so this could never happen again.
But that does nothing to change the fate of Annie Little.
I wanted to view my mother and send her off on some peaceful terms. Instead, she got burnt. It's just heartbreaking.
Donald Little has now hired an attorney, and he is planning to sue the funeral home. Reporting from the newsroom, Brian Conybeare, CBS 2 News.